Well, welcome everyone to Love versus Hate. My name is Anne, and as you all know, I am your old-fashioned nerd.
And I'm Emily, your mainstream millennial.
And Emily and I, as nerd and millennial, like to debate and argue about a lot of the things in life that we love and hate and usually disagree with.
Yeah, and Anne is switching it up again on me. Dang, girl.
I just like to have fun. Girls just wanna have fun.
You know what else is fun, Anne?
Oh, girls. What?
Well, okay, I'll tell you what's fun. Weddings. What's not fun? Wedding planning.
Speaking from experience over there.
Yeah, so by the time that you guys are listening to this, I don't know when this is going out, but I'll either be close to married or I will be married.
Yay!
Yay!
Congratulations!
I'm so excited to not plan a wedding until next year again.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about all episode.
Weddings! Weddings are exciting. And honestly, weddings are different this year for a lot of people, including yourself, just with everything with COVID-19. It's changed a lot of aspects.
It's crazy. People are either postponing their wedding or just having a really small backyard ceremony, or they're just like, I don't care. Everyone's invited. Just kidding. Nobody does that.
Well, some people are just, they're doing like virtual weddings.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. But I think we could I haven't been to a COVID wedding yet. I will be going to a couple this year. So it'll be fun. But have you been to one? You have. Yeah, you have.
I went to one and I haven't been to a wedding in years. And so I was looking forward to it because 3 of my friends were supposed to get married this summer and only one of them has actually done it. The other 2 postponed till next year. And so I was like, dang it. I was really looking forward to seeing how they did it because they were all supposed to be before mine.
Right. And you already gotten your ideas. I'm like, okay, definitely not doing that. Definitely doing this. Yeah.
So now I'm like, well, shoot. I guess I'm on my own.
Yeah.
But it was really interesting because the ceremony was in a church. So everybody was wearing masks. And the only people who weren't wearing masks were the bride and the groom. And it was for a friend, and I've never gone to a wedding for a friend before. It's always been a family member.
Oh, really?
And so, yeah, it's one of my close friends, and she's in my bridal party. So I was like, I had already seen what she looked like in her dress before, but it's just different on the day. And when you see her in person, and I'm like, I literally started crying, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's so pretty. She looks like a princess. But she couldn't tell that I was crying because I was wearing a mask, and I was like sniffing underneath my mask, and I was like, oh my gosh.
And now all the guests are looking at you like, she's got COVID. Avoid.
Yeah. So that was a little strange. But then at the reception, it's just like any restaurant where you can take off your mask when you're at your table.
Okay.
But obviously dancing, you can't really have a lot of people on the dance floor. You could have up to 6 people on the dance floor.
Aww.
Or you could dance at your table.
Oh, okay.
Not ideal.
No, dancing's kind of a staple of weddings. And I have actually been to a lot of weddings, mostly because for a couple of years before I actually moved to Madison and got a job working with Emily, I actually freelanced for a wedding videographer. And so I've filmed many weddings. But I've also been to quite a few. I've been in, we should count how many parties we've been in so far.
Okay.
I have to think about it.
Okay, I've been in one.
Okay.
I was a flower girl.
Okay.
You haven't been a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Let's see. I've been in, I think, 3?
It took you that long to count to 3?
I just feel like I'm missing somebody. Why do I feel like I'm missing somebody? I think it's only 3.
And you've been a maid of honor, right?
Yes, and one of them I was a maid of honor. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. That was a really good wedding. Mostly because, so it was my old roommate from college got married and I was her maid of honor. And so it was really fun because we got all of our old college friends together and we just got to hang out and it was a really good time. And it was a smaller wedding. I think the guests, it was around like 50 or maybe, so it was like a little bit smaller. And the groom's mom, she wanted to make dinner and like make the food for the wedding. And at first I was like, okay, I know it's only 50 people, but that's 50 people to feed. Like, is your mom insane?
And you don't want to be making a meal when it's like you're trying to celebrate your
like I thought she was crazy. And but the groom, he was like, no, my mom's got this. Like, trust me, she's done stuff like this before. She's got it. She wants to do it. She's excited about it. Like, this is kind of her gift to us, so we're gonna let her do it. And I was just like, Amy, are you sure? Like, this sounds crazy to me. And she's like, I trust him. Like, it's gonna be fine. Like, she'll do great. And I was like, okay. The food was flippin' amazing. It was the best wedding food I've ever had. His mom killed it. It was so delicious. And it was home, like, because it was like homemade and home cooked. And like, she obviously had people helping her, but like, it was phenomenally delicious. And she had so much of it. I was just blown away. I was utterly impressed.
Wow.
She did a phenomenal job. So just saying, no, I won't say that. I was going to say, if someone offers, maybe you should let them do it. But then I'm like, well, I don't know. I've still got my reservations, I guess. But she did a really good job. But I love weddings, especially when you know a lot of the people. Like, that's the thing for me. Like, when I would film weddings, it was really nice because I had a job to do. And so, like, people didn't bother me and, like, I didn't know the people and I just could kind of enjoy the fun atmosphere and I could, have fun just, like, getting the couple and they're just, like, really cute a lot of the time. And it was really fun. But sometimes, like, when you go to weddings and you just don't know anybody, you kind of, like, go and you, like, sit down and you're like, this is nice. And then you kind of, like, get up and you kind of leave and you're like, okay, you don't know what to do.
Yeah.
You need your group. I will say, though, I went to a wedding of a friend who was an old coworker of mine. And she was getting married and I invited one of my good friends as my plus one because I don't, spoiler alert, at the moment, don't have a plus one in terms of a, like, partner or spouse or anything. And so I always invite my friends as plus ones, which makes it really fun. And I invited my friend and we got put at this sort of miscellaneous table. I feel like every wedding has like a miscellaneous table. And I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was because all of us had a couple glasses of wine. I don't know if it was just the atmosphere. I don't know what, but we clicked immediately. The entire table too. Like, we all, like, I wasn't just talking to the person to my left or I wasn't just talking to my friend who was sitting down my right. Like, we were talking as a table. We were laughing. We literally planned a trip that we were going to take together because
heck?
I don't know what happened.
Did you actually take the trip?
No. No, we didn't. But I have photos of us all together. We took photos together. They do those photo booths at weddings. Yeah. We all danced together. We did the photo booths. It just, we became infamous. We were table 5. By the end of the wedding, everyone knew about table. And my friend was like, what happened? Like, you guys are just the miscellaneous table. And I was like, I don't know, man. We just gelled. And it was awesome. It was that's probably one of my favorite, like, wedding memories of all time. Because it's just, like, it was one of those things that you just can't plan.
Yeah. When you go to weddings or, like, your family, do they have a family tradition at weddings or anything?
The chicken dance.
The chicken dance. Love it.
I actually haven't been to many family weddings. I've been to a lot more friend weddings.
Yeah, I've only been to family weddings, except for this past one was my first friend wedding.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know if my family, like I said, the chicken dance for sure. I mean, so my brother got married, and that's that's my family wedding. And although my cousin did get married, but that was a very small wedding. And it was, like, in the winter, so there was, like, it was very small, but they had, like, a live band that was, like, really cool. Like, it was a really good wedding, but it was just, like, a lot smaller. But when my brother got married, my grandparents actually did this really cool thing where they used to do this with us as kids, and they did it at their wedding, which is really fun. They launched this sounds weird, but they launched money, like single dollar bills from like a balcony. They had this like little machine that would like shoot it out. And they like money rained down on like everybody, and it was like a ton of fun. And like they had, and then all the kids at the wedding, like we had the kids go and like grab it all and like collected it all. But yeah, that's how they presented their gift, was just they let money rain.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Our tradition at my family weddings is we all get in a big circle and we hold hands, which I don't know how that's gonna work in COVID.
Yeah.
But and then we sing That's Amore.
Aww.
We're like, when the moon hits your eye. And it's just like, because my family is Italian. Well, on my dad's side, we're Italian. And it's an Italian song. And then at the end, we all go in the middle and like surround the bride and the groom. And it's really fun.
Aw, that sounds adorable.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's our tradition, which I don't even remember the last time that my family had a wedding. I don't even remember.
Soon it'll be yours that everyone will remember.
Yeah, but we're not having a dance, so...
Oh. Well, next year.
Yeah. So, yeah. Since I have so many people in my family, we decided to just do aunts and uncles for the ceremony, which that's what we're doing this year, is just the ceremony. And the next year, hopefully, if COVID is out of our lives, then we'll do a reception and dinner. So
gotcha.
That's the plan. So everyone knows. Put it in your... Just kidding. Don't put it in your calendar. You're not invited. I'm sorry.
Yeah. What would you say is like your favorite part about a wedding?
See, that's hard because I feel like I only have one wedding as an example that I actually remember.
Okay.
So, I mean, I feel like if I know the person really well, then my favorite part is seeing her walk down the aisle.
Yeah.
But then my other favorite part of my friend's wedding that I went to was watching her dance with her dad.
Oh, I know.
That was really cute.
That reminds me, at my friend's wedding that I talked about earlier, where I was the maid of honor, her dad, we knew each other a little bit. Like we had met a few times by this point. You know, we were college roommates, so we didn't meet like a ton, but he knew me well, and I'd stayed with him a couple times. And he came up to me and he's like, Ann, he's kind of a shy person. He's like, I'm really nervous about this dance. And he's like, I don't know. I just don't want to mess up. And I'm just really nervous about it. And I was like, I got you. Trust me. There's just one thing you got to do. I've been to a lot of these weddings, and I like really reassured him, like, I've been to tons of weddings. All you have to do is give Amy a little twirl. You just got to twirl her. Just give her a little spin, just a simple spin, just once or twice. Trust me, everyone will love it. And that's all you got to do. He's like, okay, I think I can do that. And so they were dancing, and he like twirled her, and like Amy's face just like lit up, and the whole crowd, of course, is cheering, and everyone's like, ah, you know, like everybody loved it. That's all you got to do. And like, it's so simple, it's easy to do, and it's everybody's favorite. And honestly, like, again, I've been to a lot of weddings, and a lot of times they just rock.
Yeah.
Rocking is very common, and that's fine. But when, you know, especially when you're a videographer, you're like, okay, can you kind of like move a little bit?
Give me something.
Give me a little something. So if your dad is nervous, I am telling him, which probably you'll have to tell him because I don't know if he's a listener to the podcast or not. But if you're nervous, just give a little spin, a little twirl. That's all you need. One or two. Everyone will love it. The bride will love it. Golden.
Okay. Good to know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Life lesson there, people.
Life lesson early. Also,
yeah, the father-daughter dance. Ugh.
Another thing, I don't really like cake that much, but at my friend's wedding, it was really funny because I was the only person who had something different than everybody else for dinner. Everyone pretty much had the chicken, and I had like the noodles or something. And then for cake, everyone got their cake. And I didn't get my cake. They had to bring a new tray out of cake.
Aww.
And I got a completely different kind of cake than everybody else. They all had like marble cake. And I had some poppy seed cake. But it was really good because if you don't really like cake, then poppy seed is really nice because it's really nice and fresh and delicious.
Another mini life lesson. Go with poppy seed, people.
Yeah, go with like a fruity color. No, I don't know what I'm saying. It was just yummy.
Cake is delicious.
Yeah. What is like the best song that will get you out on the dance floor?
Ooh, that's an excellent question. Honestly, it's not very hard to get me out there.
Yeah.
I don't dance well, but this is the thing. I've been to, again, out of a lot of weddings I've been to, I've seen a lot of variety, and definitely another life lesson here for people. I do recommend, I know it's very expensive and it's not always in the budget, and I totally respect and get that. So I'm not saying this is a must-have by any means, but when they are professionally DJ'd, people come out on the dance floor. Like, it's just a guaranteed thing. It's happened every single time. Like, they just know, and they're professionals at knowing, like, what's the next song to play. They're really good at mixing it up with new and old. Like, they can just get people on the dance floor. I don't know how they do it. It's a science, but they do it. And then every other wedding I've been to where it's, because even like live bands, they're fun and exciting, and I like that, but they can be kind of loud. And like at my cousin's wedding, they did a live like folk band that was really cool, and it was really good because it was like, because it was a smaller setting, like the folk really gelled really well, and it's just like it fit the atmosphere. But at other weddings, like they'll do like a full like they have trumpets and stuff. I've seen that, and it's just every time it's just way too loud, and nobody dances because they don't, and they can't like make a song request.
Yeah, that's
know?
why I wouldn't want to do like a band. I would only do DJ because of that reason. Like, people won't know the songs and won't want to go out and dance because they don't know the song. If somebody's like, DJ Khaled, I'm like, yeah, get me on the floor. Or like September, or any of like the oldies. September. I feel like that totally will get like a wide variety of people out on the floor.
You know what would get me out?
What?
Hey Baby. Hey baby.
I want to know.
Whoa. The main reason is because when I was in high school, that was like our pep band song.
Yeah.
And so like
wasn't that everyone's though?
I think it might have been everyone's. But it was definitely ours as well. We fell into that category. And it would just bring back the nostalgia, you know? Yeah. That's what the oldies do. It brings back that nostalgia.
Yeah, even though we weren't there, but
it doesn't matter.
Anything by Bruno Mars, you play that, you betcha I'm out there.
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
What do you think about do people still do that garter thing?
I have never been a fan. Every time I just think it's awkward. Yeah. Every time. Sorry.
It was funny because I was telling Alex what it was. He's like, what is that? And I was like, oh yeah, like the girl wears a garter on her leg, and at the reception, like the girl's sitting down in a chair in like the middle of the dance floor. And you go under, or like the guy goes under her dress and gets it with his teeth and then brings it out while everyone's watching. And he's like, we are not doing that. And I was like, okay, I didn't want to anyways. I just wanted to tell you the tradition.
I have never understood it. Most of the weddings I did, they didn't do it. But there was one or two. And every time, it's just awkward.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not my thing.
No, mine either.
Would you ever consider a themed wedding?
No.
Okay. I don't know if I would either, but I know of people that do them. And I went to one. I filmed one wedding where the bride was just obsessed with Halloween. Obsessed. Loved it. It's her favorite time of the year. Like, she literally met her husband at a Halloween party. And she was notorious for like throwing crazy Halloween parties. And so for her wedding, she's like, it is a Halloween wedding. Like, there's no way I'm not doing this. So she had, for the ceremony was more traditional. And she was in like, you know, a beautiful dress. And like, that was a pretty traditional ceremony. But for the reception, she required of every guest to come in costume. And she herself dressed up as a zombie bride. Oh. And all of her decorations at the entire reception was all Halloween themed. Like, but it was like sparkly. Like, there was sparkly pumpkins.
Was it on Halloween?
It was early November. No, It wasn't actually on Halloween. She wanted it to be, but you know, the days just didn't line up. Yeah, it just didn't quite line up. But
yeah, no, I just feel like I'm not really that obsessed with anything enough to do like a theme about it.
Yeah, I get that. Because I know people have done like Harry Potter themed weddings.
Yeah. Star Wars. I'm just not really that obsessed with anything to be like, I need to have this at my wedding and it's going to be the star of the show. We're going to be wearing Jedi costumes. I don't even know what that is.
I know. I was like, wow, I'm impressed you knew Jedi.
I was trying to think of the things they use. A lightsaber?
Yeah, good job. Yep.
Yeah. No, we aren't having that.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I mean, I'm trying to think what I would theme it if I had to. If I were to theme a wedding, just for hypothetical, you have to theme a wedding. What is your theme?
Pastels.
Okay.
And if you don't, just kidding. That's a throwback or sneak peek, whichever one, to our colors episode. But
you have to like choose like some kind of theme. It could even be music. It could be Tay-Tay.
No. I've got it.
Oh, okay.
The walls told me what it was.
Plants?
Look behind you.
Paris. Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a very good one.
I think I'm going to do that. Just kidding.
It's a little late. I mean, maybe next year.
Yeah, next year.
I'm trying to think what I would do. I would definitely want to do something nerdy, but what kind of nerdy? Like, there's so many options. Because I could even do like a D&D theme.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's
what would you have everyone
That's
at the tables be playing D&D or something?
Maybe.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh, that's it. There's no other answer. That's it. It's D&D themed. I think I'm actually going to do that for my wedding. No, I'm probably not. That would be way too much to plan. You know what I do want to do for my wedding though? I've got an idea.
Okay, what's your idea?
My idea is talk about things, whether they're happening or not, because I know yours has been changed a lot. But what's like something that you have always thought would be kind of fun to do at a wedding? And maybe even not, like you're like, oh, this might be fun, but I would never do it at my own wedding. Like one of the things I have always thought would be fun. And I kind of want to do it, but it'd be a lot to coordinate. So I don't know if it's really practical. So it's one of those things that like, if it could work out, I'd want to do it, but I'm also not going to like die on that hill. But I have always thought it would be really fun to have the wedding party do a coordinated dance from like the old, like, you know, from like 16 or 1800 England, you know, where they like when you watch in the like Jane Austen movies or
when
something.
They're like walking up and then they bow and then they go like,
yeah, and they like switch partners, but it's
arms.
very coordinated. Yes. Wouldn't that be fun? Emily's like, no.
Whatever floats your boat. Yeah, totally.
Thanks. Well, is there anything like that though? And again, maybe you would like think it'd be fun, but you wouldn't actually do it. Like, is there anything like that?
I don't know. I think it would be fun to have like a string quartet at the ceremony, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah. That was like my sister, actually, another life lesson for y'all. I kind of thought this was a really good idea because I think, and as Emily can attest, there is a lot of stress and a lot of coordination that has to happen. And like, there's just a lot of things that can go wrong. And there's a lot of things that you want, but maybe can't do. Like, there's just a lot when it comes to planning a wedding. So for her, she was like, I think what could be helpful is if you pick just one thing, like one thing that you're like, no matter what, I want this to happen. Like this is my one thing. Everything else you can compromise on. Everything else, like, it's fine. But if you can just maybe pick one thing, that would be like, you know, then you just don't stress about anything else. And for her, she was like, my one thing is I would really want a string quartet. She's like, I know they'd be expensive, but like, I would pay like for the string quartet over like a dress, you know, like she would much rather put her money towards something like that than like an expensive dress. So, you know, like you find kind of your one thing and maybe like that's kind of what you spend your money on.
I really value photos and videos because that's how I remember things. Yeah. And so I know that like a lot of people are like, I'm not getting video. That's just, I'm getting photos. I don't need video. But I'm like, I need video and photo. Yeah. But luckily for me, I have connections.
You do have so it's not as expensive for you.
Yeah. No, I really did luck out on like finding people that can help me, like my cousin next year if she can come as a photographer and she'll take all the photos as a wedding present. And one of our coworkers is doing the video for me. Shout out to you, Caleb, if you're listening.
Yes.
And yeah, it's just amazing. But then also at the same time, like there's so much that goes into wedding planning that you don't even think about until like you think, oh yeah, I gotta get flowers, music, I have to get photos, and I have to get food and a venue. Mm-hmm. And that's all. That's all a wedding is. And a dress. That's it. No, that's not it. You have to get your marriage license in a certain amount of time. You have to I don't even know what all you have to do because it's just too much to comprehend. You have to make the programs and you have to make them look nice and you have to say the right things at them or in them. And you have to do a rehearsal dinner and you have to plan the rehearsal dinner. And then if you want like your bridal, I mean, you don't really have to plan your bridal shower. Normally people do that for you, but still, it's a lot. You have to write thank you notes. You have to just do decor for the table where your table seating chart is on. You have to do the seating chart. You have to send out invitations. You have to send out save the date. I mean, the list goes on. And it's just stressful, okay?
That's why I've heard, honestly, I've heard of a lot of people that just elope. They're like, and they don't like elope to like Vegas. They're just like, I'm literally eloping to, a church an hour from here.
Yeah. Yeah, not gonna lie, a lot of times I'm like, why didn't we just do that?
Aww. Yeah.
But it's all I just keep having to remind myself that, the day is about us getting married and that's all it's about. It doesn't matter if the flowers don't look exactly how I wanted them to, or if my dress looks like really weird in a specific picture that I really liked, but except for my dress looked weird. Like, it's not about that.
Yes.
Emily.
Yes.
It's not.
Yes, Emily. Listen to this the day before your wedding so you can remind yourself.
Ugh. Yeah.
Yeah. And honestly, that's what I tell people too. Like, just the day of, it's out of your control. Just let your worries go. Just be present in the moment. Don't care about the little things. Just at that point, just let it all go and just enjoy the day. That's what it's all about. It's just enjoying being together.
Yeah. I'll try to remember that.
Yeah, I think you're gonna have an amazing time, and in the moment, like, you're gonna realize that, and it's just like you're gonna celebrate it, and that's what everybody else around you is doing too. So
true. Okay, I'll do that then.
Yeah.
Okay, Anne, you've given a few life lessons throughout the episode, but what is your ultimate life lesson?
Yes. Excellent question, Emily. This is my ultimate life lesson. When I was young, I had this vision. The more I got into photography, especially in videography, I had this vision of perfect photos of my family, of, me and the groom, like everything. The photos were just going to be beautiful, right? Mm-hmm. I have done so many weddings and been to my brother's wedding where literally it took an army to get my family into one photo. And after that experience and many other experiences I've had with families and photographs, my expectations have been lowered significantly. So my life lesson is, don't put a lot of pressure on your family to be the perfect pose, the perfect photos. Like, if you get them in the photo and you can see each other, that's a win. Like, don't stress about those things. And I think too, it's important, like, your family's there to have fun too. And sometimes certain family members, like, they just aren't comfortable in front of the camera, and that's okay. Like, capture them, but don't force it, just, you want to be captured and that's good. But like, just be lenient with your family, be relaxed, be forgiving, and just don't put that pressure on yourself.
Okay.
I'm just telling you now, Emily, trust me, I've come from a lot of experience being the person behind the camera and also trying to rally my family together. I remember at my brother's wedding, I was like, oh, I'll get everybody together. And I literally walked up to my aunt and uncle and I was like, hey, we're taking a family photo. And they're like, oh, well, you don't need us. And I'm like, are you a crone? And they're like, well, yeah, but like, we're not immediate family. I'm like, well, you're a crone, so you're family, so we need to go. And they were like, like, they literally just like moaned and groaned, and like, it took so much effort. And by the time I got them over there, they were already like wrapping on pictures. It became a mess. And I'm just saying, be forgiving.
Okay, I guess that will be my life lesson, is to just enjoy the day, and even if things happen that you don't want or plan to happen, just forgive and forget. Forgive and forget
and move on and enjoy the little moments.
Yeah.
And looking into each other's eyes.